What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I am Jess. Thanks for clicking on today's video. I have a week, I think it's 2/23 update of my keto journey, or my journey to rewind my health from a morbidly obese weight to a healthy weight, living a keto, high protein, low carb lifestyle. Just remember, I'm not a medical doctor, not a healthcare professional, not an expert. This is just what's been working for me, my story, that kind of thing. So if that sounds good to you, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications so you don't miss any videos, and you are in. I like to post at least weekly videos about my journey. I share the ups, the bad, the good, the ugly, that kind of thing. Just basically weight loss inspiration, weight loss motivation, because if I can do it, a habitual yo-yo dieter, a emotional eater, binge eater, overeater, just emotional eater in general. If I can do it, you can do it. So what do you say we get this video started? Real quick, this is not a sponsored video, but I am a Perfect Keto affiliate, and I got an email this morning while I was editing a previous video that they have their Memorial Day sale. So I like to stock up on my Perfect Keto collagen when there's a sale. I don't buy it regularly because it's pricey, but when they have a sale like this, it's usually when I stock up. So I thought I would share it with you guys if you want it too, so you can save up to 40%. I will link my affiliate link down below for this sale. Okay, so the past week, I didn't post any videos last week other than the video on Monday, my weekly update. And that's for obvious reasons. I was sad last week. For those of you that maybe didn't catch last week's video, my almost 16-and-a-half-year-old Belgian Shepherd, Kohlee, we had to help her cross the Rainbow Bridge. She'd been suffering from hip dysplasia for almost 10 years. And it got to the point where she just couldn't get up anymore. And that's when you know it was her time. So with that said, it was an incredibly sad week for my family. We put her down on Monday. So basically I did my video, then spent the rest of my day loving and hugging and snuggling on her. And then that afternoon, we helped her cross. So if you're a pet in this family, you're a family. It doesn't matter if you're a dog, a cat, like you're part of the family. We bring you on vacations. We bring you with us every chance we get. You're part of the family. So it was an incredibly sad week for us. And I was trying to think about what my best way to navigate this, being that I'm an emotional eater, and I knew I'd be sad. You know, like 16 and a half years, like we got her literally right after Kyle and I got married. So we had our 3 dogs, Piper, Kohlee, and Diesel, for 6 years before we even had kids. Like those were our kids first. Then we had the real kids when it was time. So it's like, it was our first time that we've just had a quiet, dog-free house. We have the cat, Cinderella is still here. But it's just not the same. The house was so quiet all week. All the areas where the dog always would lay, where Kohlee would lay, you know, the spots were empty. You know, it's like I kept seeing like the phantom shadows of her, you know, like it was sad. It was hard to just come home with nobody greeting you at the door. Well, I should say the cat greets me, but only when the cat's awake. But the dog was always, she heard that garage door go up and she was waiting for me. And it was like, I come home now to randomly the cat. You know, and it's tough to make that adjustment. The house is so quiet. An 11-pound cat makes like no noise unless she has the zoomies real quick. But a big shepherd, you know, there's a lot of noise when it comes to her walking on the floor, the tile, you know, she's just noisy. So it's just been quiet. Now, with that said, I decided to let myself feel. I decided to let myself go through it. So one part of me was like, I'm gonna be strong. I'm not gonna give in. I'm not gonna do all this stuff. But the other side of me is like, screw it. Whatever, just take a couple of days, Jess. Just take a break and do what you need to do to get through it. So that's what I ultimately decided to do. Probably wasn't the best choice because when you eat foods that are not keto, not low carb, there's always a consequence with eating those foods. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't even care right now. That's the least of my worries. It's just a couple of days, as long as I snap out of it. And that was the deal I made with myself. So, you know, all like the beginning of last week, I was mopey, sad, just going through those emotions. But towards the end of the week, I realized I had a ton of time all of a sudden. When you're caring for a special needs senior dog that's on medications, we hand make her food. Or not hand make, well, we buy chicken and beef from the store and we make her food, right? So I didn't have to make food anymore. Didn't have to get up and give her meds twice a day. Didn't have to let her outside all the time to go potty. You know, I just, all of a sudden, I had a lot of time and I didn't realize how much time. And sleep, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much sleep I was not getting, because when the dog's restless at night, you know, I hear all that and it's like, it's so hard to get into that deep sleep when you have a dog that's in your room, you know, just uncomfortable. So, and that's been going on for like over a year. So it's like all of a sudden I found out how much sleep I have not been getting and how much time I did have back in my day. Let's put this time to good use. So as a way to get myself out of the rut that I was in emotionally, you know, I'm usually a really happy, bubbly person. That's just my general nature. I was like mopey and I was just not me. And I don't like being like that. I like being me. So I had to find a way to snap out of it, because that spiral can start going down quick. And all the bad things in your life come back in, you know, all those bad choices of not caring about yourself, and, you know, all of that is a slippery slope. So I'm like, okay, I allowed myself to feel a little bit, but now that's enough, and let's move on and find ways to get through this in a healthier manner. So I decided one of the big projects I've been looking at forever, but I didn't want to take on because one of Kohlee's spots that she liked to sleep was in our master bedroom closet. So there's one project where I needed to organize that closet and give it a good, you know, refresh, but I couldn't because the dog was always there and she was comfortable and was part of the things where it's just it wasn't worth it to move her. Well, now that the spot where she lays in the closet is empty, I can actually get in there and organize and try old clothes, new clothes. And so I decided to just get that closet organized. And oh my, that was like a whole day project. I took everything out of there. I went through clothes. I had so many bags of clothes to donate. And the flip side, it was also inspiring because it was I needed to do this. So I went from a closet originally. If you go back, I'll put the video here of organizing my closet. But when I was 309 pounds, I was in like a size 20, 22-ish, 2XL, 3XL. So I had all of those clothes and I dropped down to like a medium large, 8 to 10. And then over the past year, I put on, 60 pounds, I forget what it is, and I ballooned back up and I'm currently a 14. So I had, you know, like all these sizes of clothes in my closet and it's like, oh, not again. So I went from having everything in my closet fit again with a whole new set of clothes to, after my regain, I am now got clothes on one side of my closet that are all 8s and 10s, and on the other side of the closet are the clothes I have right now, which is extra large, large, 14, you know, that kind of thing. And the funny thing is, it gave me a weird sense of, oh, I want to wear all those clothes again. So it was like all of a sudden I've got, you know, I've got goals, I got clothes over there that I just need to do the right things and I could be wearing those again. So in Cliff Notes, I organized my closet and I got inspired by all the clothes that don't fit me anymore that did like 2 years ago, and I want to wear those again. And all the clothes on this side I don't want anymore, but I have to wear right now because I need clothes. So in order to make the whole closet fit again, it's time to get back to work and focus, get all of these pounds that I regained back off. So I highly recommend going through a closet as a form of weight loss inspiration, weight loss motivation, because it just feels good to put on a pair of jeans they hadn't worn in forever. Then I got inspired and I was like, I have all this time. What closet should I tackle next? So I tackled my kids' upstairs linen closet, which I haven't even touched that closet since we moved into this house. It's just been a stuff everything in there closet since we moved in like 6-7 years ago. So I took everything out and went through so much stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, so got a lot for the trash man this week. So organized the pantry, organized the closets, I decided, well, I'm already up here, let's change the linens on my kids' beds, let's wash the bathrooms down, let's run the vacuum. I mean, I turned into, like, I was on a rampage, but it snapped me out of it. And it's something that I just needed to do. I had to get it out, work through it, and then you start building that momentum again. And it's like that nice, just slow, gradual, addicting momentum building. So I snapped myself out of the poor choices with food. Like, I ate Oreos and stuff all in the first couple of days. Like, I was just emotional eating. And then towards the end of the week, I was able to right the ship and get inspired and find new projects and get refocused. And it was an emotional ride this week, but I'm back down on the, you know, slow and steady and got it together. So in addition to that, I had my annual cardiologist appointment, like my annual visit. So for those of you that maybe are new here, I have a genetic heart defect. It is the LMNA or lambda gene that causes cardiomyopathy, you know, a whole list of other problems, and it's a genetic thing. I was born with it. This is something that, no, my weight has no issue on this issue. I was born broken. So, but I have to go annually because, you know, to check up on the condition, because eventually I'm gonna need an ICD or pacemaker, defibrillator, that kind of thing. So my dad has it, my sister has it. It's just something, we don't make good hearts in the family. So I went for my annual checkup, you know, the echo, the EKG, all the stuff that they do annually. And the good news is, the news that I'm looking for is I'm stable, no change. I don't get cured from this. There is no cure. It's an electrical issue. So the good news is I gotta keep doing what you're doing. Thumbs up, you know, like everything's good. And obviously what I have can't be fixed. It's a slow, steady, you know, gradual decline. But as long as I stay stable, things are good. And the goal is to get me as long as I can with my original equipment, you know? So, but that goes to show you that the lifestyle, the diet, the you know, what I'm doing is making a difference, because for a long time I was getting worse. And I haven't had a getting worse report since I switched to keto, since I switched to high protein, since I switched to low carb, you know, like just giving up that processed sugar, all of those things. The lifestyle that you choose to live matters. Your health and your choices, the way you deal with stress and adversity, all of that matters, because that's the difference between spiraling down and getting through it, you know, because life's never going to be easy. You're going to have the ups and the downs. I'm going to lose more pets in my life, where, you know, it's like, it's not the end of the world, you know, but how to navigate through life and with all those obstacles and staying the course is ultimately the lesson that I was learning, the lesson that I got reminded this week. And that is, keep doing what I'm doing. It's keeping my heart stable. I didn't get worse. That is what we want to hear. And then using my dog as an inspiration. My mom had the sister of one of mine, so we had technically 4 dogs between my parents, and because we see each other a lot, right? So there's times a year we had 4 dogs. The other times I just had 3 though. Of those 4 dogs, Kohlee was the only one that chose a carnivore lifestyle. You could never get that dog to eat anything but meat. And I kid you not, it's like, it's so interesting because she had hip dysplasia most of her life, but it didn't take her down because she didn't have the inflammation. She didn't have it was just, she didn't live a life that full of all that sugar and processed food. She's like, give me the meat. I want my beef. I want my chicken. And funny how she's the last one standing, right? Hip dysplasia is a huge, painful way to go out, you know, but she lived with it so long because she didn't live that inflammation and processed lifestyle. She chose carnivore. So it's like that reminder in the back of my head now. It's like, would Kohlee eat this? And if I say no, then I need to put it down too. Because she inspires me. Like, she was like, nope, give me the meat. I don't want that, you know, table scrap. I don't want the food that fell on the floor because my kids can't find their mouth when they're eating. Where the other 3 dogs they lived underneath my kids' chairs when they ate food because so much food fell, you know? They ate all the handouts from us, and they are the ones that all had cancer, you know, tumors, and they died way earlier and didn't live as long as Kohlee. So I'm channeling my inner Kohlee now when I am faced with that temptation. Would Kohlee eat it, essentially? And if she says no, put it down, walk away. So I'm gonna be inspired by that for a while, and I'm just something that's really gonna help me. So clearly, after Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, when I was essentially not binge eating, but I was not giving a damn what I was eating. So we had pizza, we had pasta, we had all those things, and Mexican. Those are the 3 days right there. And so I definitely was not keto. I was not high protein. I did none of those dietary goals that I have for myself. Towards the end of the week, when I snapped out of it, you know, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you can't fix 3 days of bad eating, you know, in a couple days. So I was like, I am in a good spot right now. I'm not gonna weigh myself this week. I'm pretty sure I'm up. Don't know how much, but we're just gonna move on and just not forget, but take the lessons from last week and move on. So the plan for this week will be get back to what I've been doing. High protein, low carb, keto, and I might actually throw in logging some food too, just to see where I'm at. I hate logging food and tracking macros, but it does keep you honest, you know, it does keep you accountable. It does give you that immediate feedback, you know, on what you're doing. So I'm probably gonna do that too. And then the other thing is, being that I have more time, I have a lot of stuff still I've got to do around the house, just little projects. But I went for a couple walks last week to clear my head, and I hadn't worked out in a couple of weeks. So it was nice to get out and just like walk and clear your head, because I don't see exercise as a form of weight loss, like the way to lose weight, I should say. I see exercise as the mental health, so that you get yourself in a good spot, you lower those cortisol levels, you get your head clear so that you can make better dietary choices. So that is more what I'm gonna be after. And being that the weather is nice and hot, get some nice vitamin D and get a good sweat and get those steps in. I have a delicious recipe that's coming out probably you guys for Wednesday. I'm making it tonight. I gotta edit it probably tomorrow. So Wednesday, look for a delicious chicken recipe that's coming that is, ooh, so good. I feel like I'm inspired, I'm motivated, I got the energy levels up again, and I'm ready to film and make some good videos. So I'll see you at the next one. Thanks for watching today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you at the next one. I'm Jess, you're watching Keto Rewind.